Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You've probably heard the rumors swirling around the NFL lately. And if you're a Commanders fan, you know it's hard not to get excited when the talk is about a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the entire NFC East landscape. Yes, I'm talking about the possibility of Max Crosby, the relentless pass rusher from the Las Vegas Raiders, heading to Washington. It's a rumor that's gaining serious traction, and trust me, the implications are huge. Crosby has been one of the most consistent and feared edge defenders in the league over the past few seasons. Just look at his 2025 campaign. He racked up 13, 5 sacks, 48 pressures, and earned an impressive 92.6 PFF grade. Not only that, but his win rate on pass plays was around 36.2%, and he also contributed 16 tackles for loss and forced 5 fumbles. His run defense is solid too, with an 89.1 grade, and he's shown minimal injury concerns, only missing 2 games in his career so far. Crosby's reputation as a ferocious, predator-like edge rusher is well earned. His style echoes Khalil Mack in terms of tenacity and explosiveness, and he's a player who can change games single-handedly. When he's on the field, opposing quarterbacks feel the pressure, literally. His ability to elevate the pass rush, especially against the NFC East's offensive lines, could be a game-changer for Washington. Now, why would the Raiders consider trading Crosby? The team is in a bit of a rebuild mode. Despite having a positive cap situation, around $22 million in space, they're 6'11" projected for 2025, and more concerning, their defense is giving up an alarming 29 points per game. Their front line, which includes players like Aiden O'Connell, has struggled, ranking 18th in pass rush efficiency with a 76.8 PFF grade. They've allowed 4-5 yards per carry on the ground, which is a clear sign that their run defense needs serious improvement. The Raiders are also prioritizing their draft picks to build for the future, especially focusing on young talent after some recent misses in the draft. From the Raiders' perspective, Crosby's current contract could be viewed as a valuable asset that's ripe for a trade. He's earning roughly $28 million annually, and moving him could free up cap space to bolster their offensive line, an area they've identified as critical. It's no secret that the Raiders are looking to rebuild around their young quarterback, and shedding Crosby's hefty salary might be the move they need to gather more draft capital and develop their roster from the inside out. But what about the impact if Crosby really does make his way to Washington? Well, it's huge. When you add a player of his caliber alongside Darren Payne, another dominant force on the defensive line with an 86. For PFF grade, the entire defense gets a serious upgrade. Crosby would instantly elevate the Commanders' pass rush, boosting their sack total from an already decent 38 to an anticipated 55 sacks, if not more. That's a jump of over 40%, which is massive. His pressures could increase by around 30%, and his win rate would climb significantly, making life miserable for quarterbacks trying to find a window in the pocket. This move could also have a ripple effect across the entire defense. The Commanders would become more aggressive, more disruptive, and more capable of forcing turnovers. Their run defense would benefit as well, with an expected increase of 15% in run stops and a 12% rise in tackles for loss when facing divisional rivals like the Giants and Eagles. The Giants, in particular, have struggled against the run this season, allowing about 4 yards per carry, and Crosby's presence could help contain those rushing attacks. Historically, we've seen players like J.J. Watt transform defenses when they join new teams. Watt's arrival in Pittsburgh in 2018 boosted their disruption rate by about 25%, and the same could happen with Crosby and the Commanders. His relentless motor and ability to win at the line of scrimmage would turn Washington into one of the most feared defenses in the league. This isn't just about one player, though. It's about shifting the entire division's power balance. If Washington manages to acquire Crosby, they're not just adding a pass rusher. They're making a statement that they're serious about contending and building a defensive juggernaut. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl implications. The odds for the Commanders to win the title have been sitting around plus 5,000, but with Crosby, those odds could shorten significantly, potentially to around plus 2,200. And that's not just speculation. His ability to demolish offensive lines like he did with the Raiders this season, where he recorded 5 sacks, could give Washington an edge against tough opponents like the Cowboys, who allowed 45 sacks this season. Imagine Crosby terrorizing quarterbacks in the NFC East, disrupting their timing, and creating game-changing turnovers. It's the kind of addition that could push the Commanders from borderline playoff contenders to serious Super Bowl contenders. And don't forget, Crosby's presence also elevates the entire defense's performance, giving the secondary more breathing room and less pressure to cover for extended periods. His impact isn't just quantifiable in sacks and pressures, it's also psychological. Opposing offenses will have to game plan around him, and that can open up opportunities for other players on the front seven. In terms of the overall team strategy, Washington is in a unique position. They've got around $80 million in cap space for the offseason, which gives them flexibility to make strategic moves and add depth in key areas. If they do pull off this trade, it signals a clear intent to build a dominant, aggressive defense that can carry the team deep into the playoffs. Crosby's reputation as an edge rusher who can dismantle offensive lines makes him the perfect piece to spearhead that effort. It's the kind of move that can transform a team's identity, turning them into a feared fortress. Looking at the bigger picture, the AFC teams, especially the Raiders, are facing tough decisions. The Raiders are ceding ground with a rebuild in progress, and Crosby's value as a veteran star with a high cap hit makes him a trade candidate. For Washington, acquiring Crosby isn't just about adding a star. It's about making a statement, showing that they're ready to contend for the Super Bowl, that they're not satisfied with just making the playoffs, but actually winning it all. Of course, the negotiations and logistics have yet to be fully ironed out, but the buzz is real. This kind of move would be a statement to the entire league that Washington is building a defense that can dominate for years to come. It's about establishing a new standard, creating a culture of relentless pursuit and physical dominance. If it happens, the NFC East and the entire NFL will be watching closely because this could be the start of something special for the Commanders. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So guys, what do you think? Is this just a rumor, or are we on the verge of witnessing a seismic shift in the NFC East? Crosby's talent is undeniable, and if the Commanders can pull this off, they're setting themselves up for a serious shot at the Super Bowl. Imagine a front seven featuring Crosby and Payne wreaking havoc every Sunday. That kind of defensive line could be the backbone of a team that finally breaks through and makes a deep playoff run. The fan base has been waiting for a game changer, and this could very well be it. The potential to add a player like Crosby, who's still in his prime and hungry for success, aligns perfectly with Washington's goals of building a championship-caliber team. It's about creating a culture of relentless pursuit, of never settling, and of pushing every player to be the best they can be. Crosby's addition would send a message. The Commanders are here to compete, and they're not backing down from anyone. With the offseason approaching, everything is lining up for what could be a historic rebuild, one that starts with this blockbuster trade. If it happens, it's going to be a game-changer not just for Washington, but for the entire NFC East. The division rivals will have to answer back, and the league will be watching closely because this move could set the tone for years to come. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.